What's going on, everybody? Crypto Kid here, coming at you again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about DYP protocol. This is an interesting one, to say the least, with the market cap sitting at $5.489 million and fresh off of a Coinbase listing. Just super peculiar coin. We've actually never ever seen a coin apart from Muse, which I'll make a video about hopefully tomorrow, with such a low market cap on Coinbase. This is just absolutely unheard of. And I think the only reason that this is happening is obviously because of the incredible bear market that we're in. But as you know, what comes with low market caps, especially if they're tied to a coin with even the slightest use case, the slightest bit of legitimacy, is massive pumps. And the more that we talk about this coin, the more you're going to start to get a little bit excited about what could potentially be around the corner in terms of price. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Just disclaimer, this is not financial advice. All of this is just my opinion. So getting right into it, let's go ahead and look at the DYP.finance website. The one thing that sticks out to me here is that I think they may be trying to do a little bit too much in terms of trying to get connected to NFTs in the metaverse while also doing staking, farming, vaults, buybacks. It's just a little bit too much for me. I think that they're better off early on just focusing on doing a couple things well as opposed to doing everything okay. I think that it would be better for them to just kind of pick one avenue. Although with that being said, they haven't gone too crazy on the NFT stuff. The main focus is most certainly on the staking, yields, and buybacks that you'll see here. Obviously, 240% APR does sound a bit too good to be true. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for you guys. Although I do know some people personally that have used the staking features for months, if not a year, and so far, so good. I mean, I haven't heard anybody saying anything negative about the staking features thus far, so those seem to be at least somewhat trustworthy based off what we know right now. But obviously, since this project is in its infancy, you're really not going to be wanting to put too much on the line. If you want to experiment, go ahead. This seems like an actually super convenient way to start getting into this kind of stuff. And that's the one thing I wanted to mention, is that they have all of these videos. They have like 20 different videos about how to buy DYP on certain exchanges, how to go ahead and stake it in different pools. And I just think that they're doing that super well, and honestly better than most of the other projects in DeFi. I think that if you go to a lot of the other assets out there in DeFi, you'll find that their websites are very complicated, very advanced, and it's hard for your typical investor to get involved. Whereas with DYP, I think that, anyone could really figure it out in under an hour probably and go ahead and get staked. And if you look at their partners, Chainlink, Avalanche, Kyber, Gate.io, KuCoin, Crypto.com. Honestly, it's promising, and the fact that it's not on Crypto.com yet is also promising, because who knows, they could be getting a listing on there soon. So the one thing I'll say about this one is just that it's peculiar, the rates that they're going to give out, especially with the fact that there's no impermanent loss, so you can't really lose theoretically. That's a bit peculiar, but the other weird part is that there really isn't any glaring red flags. Even if you go ahead and you look at the team, they go ahead and they even connect you to their team's LinkedIns, their profiles. All these will bring you, if you click on any of these people, it'll bring you to their LinkedIn profile, and you can go and look at them in depth. So you're not going to be finding a scam project, putting someone's face and name on it, connecting to their main profile, because that would obviously just be a career ruiner. So it's honestly relatively exciting because of how low it is. I'm not going to say that it's a low market cap gem quite yet, but I do think that possibly has the potential to. Like I said, these interest rates are just a little bit high for my liking, and definitely just sounds the alarm a bit in my book. But as of right now, so far so good. And I'd say that for me personally, you guys can do like whatever you want, is obviously with your money. I'm not a financial advisor, but I think it's worth maybe not going ahead and using the website with too much money. But I think just from an investing standpoint, if you want to hop onto Coinbase and just buy some DYP and let it sit there, it really can't go much lower than a $5 million market cap. There's just so much room to run, especially when you think that DeFi really hasn't done much as of late. And this is potentially going to be a massive market, as it once was, over $100 billion at one point. Whereas now it's down to about $39 billion in terms of TVL. So honestly pretty exciting. They have their whole roadmap here. Supposedly they're going to be launching an app for iOS and Android in quarter 3 or 4 of 2022, which is what we're in right now. But they're going to be exploring the metaverse and everything soon as well. So I think that's a very active team, very new project, and I think it's honestly one that's worth looking into, especially with this Coinbase listing. So as for a price prediction, I mean, we've already seen this one climb to 53 cents at some point. So I'd be quite confused if it doesn't reach that level based off what we're seeing here, because personally I know projects worth 5 to 10 times this one that aren't nearly as clean in terms of their website and what they have going on. I mean, one that comes to mind for me is Sping, which we made a video on a while back, and it was just horrible website, very sketchy across the board. Yet the market cap on this one is 23.2 million with a volume of under a million, which is actually less than dips. So I think that the future is honestly fairly promising, especially in such a dead market right now. If you can go ahead and get involved with some of these projects that are seeing signs of life, you might be able to go ahead and make a quick buck. So anyways, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Let me know what you think of DIP and some of these other new projects onto Coinbase. Let me know what you want to see next. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.